The rooms, albeit with a slight limp from that long-ago bullet wound, like someone who knows every inch of every gallery and staircase, if not every painting on the gardener's walls. And he does. The Raphael room, on the second floor of the four-story building, is ornate but tasteful. Its parquet floors, high ceiling, and deep red walls make it feel, like the rest of the museum, like a home rather than an art museum. As we stop at one of the floor-to-ceiling windows that overlook Boston's Fens neighborhood, Royce brushes the top of an antique desk, and a smile creases his well-worn face. "This is it," he says, pointing to the painting encased in a gold frame that leans on the desk. "This is what I wanted to take." The painting, Raphael's Lamentation over the Dead Christ, painted in 1504 and part of the Gardner collection since 1900, is a stunning piece. It isn't large, but the details and the pathos it evokes are palpable. Just to hear Royce speak the thought of stealing such an exquisite piece and such an artistically sacred place is disturbing. But as I look into his eyes, I know he is dead serious. Louis F. Royce was only 13 years old when he began visiting, and staying overnight, hidden away, at the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum. Intended as a benevolent gift by a millionairess to the people of Boston in honor of her late industrialist husband, the museum has represented the best of what the city stands for since it opened its doors in 1903. And no one has taken advantage of that gift quite like Louis Royce. As a kid, Royce grew up hardscrabble in the tough, crime-ridden neighborhoods of South Boston. But something about the Gardner spoke to him, and on his second visit, among some of the world's most expensive paintings and antiques, Royce found a comfortable and well-hidden spot in a third-floor gallery and spent the night. His first visit had been a few months before, with his 8th grade classmates from the Patrick Gavin Junior High School in South Boston. The field trip was intended to show the kids from one of Boston's poorest neighborhoods some of the city's finer things: beautiful paintings, antiques, and tapestries. But it wasn't the artwork that Royce remembered most about the museum when he ran away from his South Boston home a short time later. His fond memories of the artwork would come decades later, after he had become one of Boston's most successful thieves, and he saw the museum and its decrepit security system as the score of a lifetime. No, what the youthful Royce remembered most from that school field trip in 1950 was how warm the Gardner had been. So Royce sought the comfort of the museum after he ran away. After a day spent in petty crime, running numbers and bets for established bookies in downtown Boston, and shoplifting out of department and grocery stores, Royce made his way back to the Fenway neighborhood and walked into the museum before its late afternoon closing. He made his way to the third floor and the long, narrow gallery that runs along the building's eastern side. There he squeezed himself under the ornate antique table with a heavy crimson tapestry hanging over its edge, giving him the perfect hiding place. Under the table, below the painted terracotta of Matteo Civitali's 15th century Virgin adoring the Child, Louis Royce found a new home and fell asleep. What had driven young Royce to run away, and ultimately into the life of crime that led to the plan to rob the Gardner Museum, was learning a family secret so devastating that he remembered it vividly when he recalled it for me 60 years later. "The man I thought was my father wasn't," he said. Although his parents were poor, with 7 kids and 2 adults jammed into a 3-bedroom, cold-water flat a block away from a busy subway station, a bond was shared among the family. The kids checked one another's homework before going to bed at night, and any extra money that any one of them earned was always split with the others. Louis, being the oldest, followed that rule to the letter. Every week he turned over the few dollars he'd earned as a newspaper delivery boy to his mother. who let him keep...
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.